Welcome to the Open Job Pink Couch, and our subject today is Switzerland. Welcome, Martin. Thank you for coming up. And before we get into asking you about numbers, because it's important to talk about numbers, of course, it's a little bit of a dry topic. And I just got back from Switzerland. So I need to say that for the travel industry, for the trade, I don't know how to impart the fact that Switzerland should be at the top of almost everybody's bucket list. It is absolutely an outstanding experience, from the beautiful vistas, the mountains, the service, the food. Everything is, I would say, in excellence class. I would put every experience that I had in excellence class. How do you do that?
Thank you so much for having me, first of all. And I couldn't agree more, obviously. I'm very happy to hear that you had a wonderful experience, and this is actually not an exception. This is what usually happens to people when they come travel to Switzerland.
You hear this often upon returning?
We hear this obviously as a direct feedback from our customers, and we do regular surveys, and where we also have it in black and white. And that's also something what Switzerland tries to constantly improve, focus on services, focus on the premium products. But this all seems a little bit bland and intangible until you have actually been there and experienced it. Because how do you visualize service? How do you visualize hospitality? You can't. You have to go and experience it yourself.
I'll do a mind meld with the agents so they can see through my eyes. Nonetheless, you have a success story to talk about for 2018.
Well, you couldn't be happier than now with 2018. We did, in fact, have a new record regarding travelers from Canada to Switzerland. 2018 has been a record-breaking year. We had roughly 270,000 overnights from Canada to Switzerland. That's a growth of another 9.5%. So thank you so much, everyone, doing a wonderful job selling Switzerland. It worked. It works out. So we are very happy about it.
And how do you account for the growth?
Of course, there's a lot of factors which have to be in place. The economy has to be stable. People need to have money in their pockets to actually go and travel, but they also need to know about Switzerland. So what's the point in everything runs smoothly and well if people are not aware that Switzerland is out there, is waiting for Canadian customers to come. And that's why it's so important to work together with the trade industry to make sure people think of it, put it, as you mentioned before, on top of their bucket list.
And when they come back, what is the primary reason that they've traveled there, do you find? And what is on the top of sort of their experience list in what they enjoyed the most? So in other words, I guess, where are they going in Switzerland and why?
Right. Well, so Switzerland is an old country in terms of tourism. We are quite mature. We have tourism in Switzerland for more than 150 years. But one thing has been unchanged. Travel motive number one is since 150 years the same. It's mountains, it's nature, and it's landscape. These are the main travel motives why people go there. This is what sets us apart also from others. That in combination with the excellence class, as you have just mentioned before. And that's the beauty. I think if you want to have a very well organized outdoor experience, Switzerland is the place. It's hassle-free. You can be sure that once you go there, you can relax because everything is being taken care of. The chances that you will have unpleasant experiences are very, very low. And if so, even if something ever happens, there's always someone at your side to take care of.
You know, you think of the expression running like a Swiss watch as a cliche, but it is not a cliche. It is absolutely true. The trains, everything runs on schedule, but in such a way that it makes it, because I used to think the expression meant that, oh my God, I have to be there on time. No, it actually means that everything works so smoothly. As you say, it's hassle-free. You get off the plane, you get on a train, and you're in your destination in no time.
Right. Organization and structure for us is not something we have to artificially implement in our DNA. For us, it's effortless. We think life is easier if it's organized well. And in particular, in traveling, in vacation, you don't want to have irritation, right? You want,
Right.
when you come back, you want to have a pleasant experience. So the last thing you need to have on a vacation is if you need to run around and organize your trip or trying to fix something. You want to avoid that because it's the most important week or weeks in your life, in your year. So we consider this as our mission to make sure you have those hassle-free vacations.
Last question I want to ask you is, it's very noticeable, whether it's a restaurant, a cafe, or a five-star hotel, that hospitality and the service is inbred in the DNA. Like, it's just no matter where you go, you get great service. How is that achieved? Is that a part of Swiss culture in general, that hospitality becomes inbred since you're a child? Or because it's noticeably pleasant, it's just pleasant?
I would say it's both. It is already embedded in the DNA because Switzerland is a small country. We have 8 million inhabitants, but we have 4 different languages, which means we kind of already grow up with an intercultural DNA.
Right.
We are used to the fact that we have to switch languages in order to communicate. We do know that people who speak differently also think differently. So for us, it's not a problem to receive visitors, international visitors, because we know that there's a different kind of people around there. And I think that's naturally embedded hospitality. Plus that we love to train people. So people are being trained for hospitality to make sure they have the right answers, they have the right tools in place.
Well, I loved it, and I thank you again for the hospitality for myself and my husband over the trip. It was one of our top trips of our lives so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much.